I honestly wasn't even going to make this video, but I was filming a couple days ago and something was completely off. I feel like this channel was missing something, and I think that that's my explanation for why I am doing this lifestyle change. It's great to learn about self-care and follow a health journey, but you really, well, in my opinion, I find that you really need to understand the reasoning behind all these changes in order to bring deeper meaning to these changes. So I guess that's what I'm doing here. You can learn a little bit about this in my health story, but here we are going to go a little bit more in depth about the social and psychological aspect of this change, because yes, I did get sick a lot, but honestly, in my story, you can get sick a lot and completely ignore it. Without me procrastinating anymore, let's get to it. I literally don't even know where to start. I think it is really important to just mention that I think, and actually I know and I believe, I did the best I possibly could with what I had and what I knew at the time. So this means I harbor no shame, no resentment, no regret for what happened back then, but I do believe that you can learn from it. And I think it's important to remind yourself to be a little easier on yourself, even when you weren't the best at times. So I'll start in high school. I had a really close group of friends in high school. I still am in contact with a couple of them. Honestly, those two that I am, we've always been close, and I don't see that ever changing. But I had a good group of friends and a couple other friends out of different circles that I would bounce between, so I was kind of a social butterfly. But again, when I turned into the sick kid at the end of my high school career, I just kind of vanished, and it was weird and alienating and awkward, and to be honest, I blocked out a lot of those feelings. This was really hard because before this, I was also really busy and kind of on the go all the time because I was, and still am, pretty academically motivated. So I was taking the harder courses and I actually had to do homework in high school. I was also in a lot of sports and playing ringette, as you know, so that took up a lot of my time. And for these reasons, I feel like I never really got to know myself from external factors and external influences. After high school, I went on to uni and did my undergrad, and this is where things started to spiral a little bit. Now, I went away to university about an hour or so away from home, so I had to stay on campus. And personally, in my experience, when you go away from university, it's a bit different of an experience. I honestly just kind of felt like I was dropped in open waters, swimming around, just grabbing any life preserver I could, because it's terrifying and it's dark and it's lonely and it's cold. So here I literally just wanted friends. That was it. I was just in the pursuit of friendship, regardless of the person, of the personality, of the candor, of whatever. It was, again, just this grab any life preserver you could mentality. And all I really wanted was not to be labeled as sick or abnormal, so I was just running around trying to check every box of normalcy that I could. Anything I could find that was the standard societal approved choice was what I was gonna do, or it's what I was going to pursue at least. I also think it is important to bring a little bit of context here because yes, I was trying to check every box of normalcy and success that I could, but it kind of goes to a little bit of a deeper level. Just for full disclosure, in the first year of university for me, while I was competing at the Canada Games, it was also the year that my parents separated. Now, just a quick side note, I love and adore my parents, and that's probably all you're ever gonna get from me. But it was a time of great tribulation for me. I was just searching for anything that was normal or stable at this point. So it made the desire to check all the boxes even more intense and stronger for me. So I don't know if that was the main contributing factor or not, but I do know that I felt this way before I found out while I was at university, so I know that it can't be the only contributing factor. So So in uni, I literally did whatever I could. I had the cool friends, hosted the cool parties, went to the cool parties. I did the social media stuff, posted the posed picture. I kind of basically did the stereotypical university girl thing, and it really damaged my mind, body, and honestly my soul, I found. Now, another side note, I harbor no negative feelings or honestly anything negative for these friends that I made at the time. It's not like they were bad people or anything. They just weren't what I needed at this point in my life, and that's nothing to put on them. That's no blame. I don't put blame anywhere, honestly. It just wasn't me listening to my own body and me just kind of acting blindly. So I just wanted to put that in there because I really don't think that you can blame your actions on anybody else. I don't think that is in any way, shape, or form fair. I was just unhappy. Again, doing the standard uni girl thing, I was going out and partying and drinking, and that really destroyed my body faster and made me wake up a little faster, I think, just because I pushed that hard. But I was also doing all of these negative things. I was always on my phone. I was always running around. I was never listening to myself. I was also getting all these infections, and this was the time that I had my blood clot and kidney stones. So those were big indicators for me that I was not living my life correctly. Of course, I didn't understand that these were big indicators. I just found them, they were annoying. I mean, what 19-year-old has a blood clot? I found that so ridiculous to me and just ridiculously annoying because it hindered my Saturday night. How ridiculous is that? Looking back now, I am so grateful that I have learned from this journey because I just have so much more insight now. So back then, I was just doing whatever I could, going out, hanging with all my friends, and never listening to myself. Reflecting now, I wasn't living in line with my beliefs and my values. Now at the time, I did not even know what those beliefs or values were because I never asked myself. All I cared about were the beliefs and values that were important at the time in front of my face being presented to me. So anything that was the norm or average was what I went for. And as I have stated, I was doing this in high school too. So I was just doing it for years and it never stopped. It only got worse. I was in the last year of my uni degree and I had just started living with Damien, my now fiance, and I completely shut myself out from the world. I had just reached this point that I was so sad and felt alienated from myself. I didn't understand myself. I didn't understand what I needed. And being surrounded by people that vocally sounded like they knew what they were doing and knew what they wanted, it was so hard because I didn't even know myself. That was kind of the point that told me something was wrong. And if I continued to lead this unhealthy life, because yes, I was exercising, I was drinking all the green juices and eating all the fad diets and everything. I was not healthy though. I was not living in a mentally sound, in a secure way. And that was really detrimental to my health. I really had to make this decision to stop. And I have to be honest, I completely went about it the wrong way the first time. I just really disappeared for a while. I didn't want to go out with my friends again. I didn't want to hang out with anybody. I didn't text anybody. I wasn't really on social media anymore. I was really just trying to figure it out, and it took me a long time to do so. I feel like when I started to actually make the concrete change was when I started to exclude all the external voices and judgment and expectation that I had around me, but also excluding the internal expectation that I had already set before I had even found myself. Because I knew that this expectation wasn't something that was from me, from my own soul. And I wanted to make sure that my pursuit in life was based off of something that I came up with and something that I dreamed. That was so important to me and is really, really important to me still. I found that it wasn't me becoming sick again and again and again that got me to want to change. You can ignore your health all you want. Honestly, it's really easy. I did it for years. I never wanted to take medication. I never wanted to go to the doctor. I wanted to ignore that I was sick and really just try and forget about it, even though it's physically impossible to do when your body hurts. It's hard to be fronted with the reality that you are your own limitations and you are your own reality. Whatever you set, whatever expectations, whatever manifestations, that's what you're going to get in life. And where I was setting everything that was kind of designed externally, it wasn't matching my internal state. What I found really helpful was understanding what I wanted in life and what I wanted to be in life. Having that here made such a fundamental difference for how I was living, because being able to see the life that I wanted, I could physically see how the decisions, the choices that I was making daily were not in pursuit of my goal, of my dream. They were in pursuit of success, of status based on other norms and other societal expectations. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to get rid of all the external forces when it comes to creating your life. It's good to have inspiration, and that's how you create, but do not let inspiration become your guide. Do not let it be the trail that you follow. You need to find your own trail. You need to follow your own path. And it's scary to cut it out. It is scary to carve out the way that you want to live your life, but it is so integral if you want to live as balanced as possible. I found that when I started to actually listen to myself and follow that voice right inside of me, I started to feel more balanced. I was physically calmer. My body was actually calmer. I could actually listen to the voices inside of my head and distinguish between what was constructive and what was not, and what was for me and what was an outside voice. Because not every thought that pops into your head is going to be something that you have to believe or something that you have to hold dear. So I just find it so important to have a little bit of introspection and a little bit of understanding of yourself. Right now, I'm in a really happy place. I feel like I am putting all my energy into being the best version of myself that I want to be. It has been about 2 years since I made that flip, that change to be a better, healthier, happier human. I feel like who I am and who I want to become are becoming more parallel with every day, with every decision that I am making, and that is bringing so much balance and meaning to my life. I also find that bringing this parallel aspect into my life has been what's driving me on my pursuit of happiness and my pursuit of health, because I want to be as close as I can be to the person of my dreams. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a little random, but I just felt like it was on my heart and on my soul, and I really needed to share it with you guys to bring some meaning to this channel, because I want to make sure that we are being honest and a little vulnerable here, because you never know if this is going to help anybody, if this is going to shed some light on anybody else's story. Because looking back and realizing that it took like over 6 years for me to get it together and just listen to myself is a little sad because I wasted a lot of time, but I needed to learn that. I needed to get that journey in. I really hope you enjoyed. Please make sure that you are subscribed and hit that bell notification button so that you know when I upload, and it really supports my channel. Make sure you give this video a like. It also supports my channel, and you know that you'll be getting my appreciation and gratitude. Also, follow me over on Instagram at live_better_. I post there frequently about my journey and honestly my pets and fiance. I hope you are all taking care of yourselves, and I will be sending you all the best vibes. Have a good day. Bye.